Have you ever sat alone at night, with your heart so heavy that it feels like no one in the world understands your pain? Maybe it's the loneliness that keeps you awake, the feeling that no matter how many people are around you, deep down, you're still alone. Or maybe it's the financial struggles, the constant worry about how to pay the bills, how to take care of your family, how to survive another month without breaking down. Perhaps your struggle is health, waking up each day with pain, illness, or weakness that makes even the simplest tasks feel impossible. Or maybe it's the heartbreak of betrayal, when someone you trusted deeply turned their back on you and left you questioning your worth. And in those darkest moments, a question comes to your heart: is Allah really listening to me? I've been making dua. I've been crying in sujud. But why does it feel like my prayers are unanswered? Why does life keep getting harder instead of easier? My dear brother, my dear sister, you are not alone in feeling this way. Every believer, at some point, feels the weight of doubt pressing on their chest. Even the strongest of hearts have moments where they wonder if relief will ever come. But here's what I want you to know: Allah has never left you. He has never abandoned you. Your hardship is not a punishment. It is not a sign that Allah has forgotten you. It is, in fact, a path to His mercy. A hidden doorway to blessings you cannot yet see. A test that is purifying your heart, preparing your soul, and elevating your rank in ways you may only realize in the future, or perhaps only when you stand before Him on the day of judgment. And that's why you should not give up. Don't let the whispers of despair convince you that you are forgotten. Because the one who created your heart knows every tear you've shed, every sleepless night you've endured, and every silent dua you've whispered when no one else was watching. So stay with me till the very end of this video. Because together, we are going to uncover the secrets of the Qur'an that speak directly to your anxiety. We will look at the stories of the prophets who faced struggles far greater than ours, and yet they never lost hope in Allah. And most importantly, we will discover the practical steps, the daily actions, that you can take right now to turn your pain into peace, your fear into faith, and your doubt into unshakable trust in Allah. By the time this journey ends, inshallah, you will see your hardship in a new light. Not as a curse, but as a gift. Not as a dead end, but as the very road that will lead you closer to Allah, the one who has promised, indeed, with hardship comes ease. So don't click away. Because the reminder you hear today may be the one that changes everything. There was a man, beloved by Allah, blessed with health, wealth, family, and respect. His name was Prophet Ayub. People admired him not only for his blessings but for his grateful heart. But then, test after test began to strike him. He lost his wealth. He lost his children. He lost his health until his body was frail and covered in illness. The very people who once respected him abandoned him, leaving him alone with his pain. Can you imagine the loneliness? To once be surrounded by love and comfort, and then to find yourself with nothing but the silence of your own suffering? Most of us, if even a fraction of this happened, would begin to ask, why me? Why has Allah taken everything from me? But not Ayub. Through all of it, he never doubted Allah. He never said, Allah has abandoned me. Instead, he turned his hardship into worship. His heart remained firm in gratitude. And when he finally raised his hands in dua, he didn't complain about his suffering. He simply said, indeed, adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. What a powerful lesson. Even in the depths of pain, Ayub saw Allah's mercy surrounding him. And because of his patience and trust, Allah restored his health, gave him back his family, and doubled his blessings. His story is a timeless reminder: your hardship is not permanent, it is a bridge to greater ease, if you keep your faith alive. Now let's move to another story, the story of Prophet Musa. Picture this: Musa is leading his people out of slavery, escaping Pharaoh and his army. They reach the sea, and suddenly they are trapped. In front of them is the massive body of water, impossible to cross. Behind them is Pharaoh's army, marching closer and closer, ready to destroy them. Imagine the fear in their hearts. Some of his people cried out in despair, indeed, we are to be overtaken. Can you feel their hopelessness? No escape, no weapons, no way forward. But Musa didn't doubt. He didn't let fear take over. With unshakable certainty, he declared, no. Indeed, with me is my Lord, he will guide me. And in that moment of absolute trust, Allah split the sea. What seemed impossible became the doorway to salvation. This is the power of believing in Allah during the hardest times. Now, let's bring this closer to our lives today. Imagine someone who loses their job. The bills are piling up, the family is depending on them, and every rejection email feels like another stab to the heart. In those first weeks, the anxiety is overwhelming. How will I survive? How will I provide? Did Allah abandon me? But they stay patient. They make dua every night. They continue to search, to strive, to trust. And months later, an opportunity comes, a job better than the one they lost, with more stability, more respect, and more fulfillment. Looking back, they realize, if they hadn't lost that first job, they would never have reached this blessing. Do you see the pattern? Just like Prophet Ayub, just like Prophet Musa, every hardship carries within it the seeds of relief. At first, it feels unbearable, you see only the pain, only the fear. But if you trust Allah, if you refuse to doubt, then your Red Sea will split, your health will return, your loss will transform into something greater than you ever imagined. And this is why I say to you, your pain right now is not the end of your story. It might just be the beginning of your greatest chapter. But the question is, what gave these prophets their strength? How did they find hope when everything around them looked hopeless? Let's turn to what Allah Himself tells us, because in His words lies the secret to overcoming every doubt, every fear, and every hardship. I want to pause for a moment and speak directly to you. Yes, you, the one watching this right now, carrying weight in your chest that nobody else can see. I know your nights feel heavy. I know you lie awake sometimes, replaying your worries over and over, wondering when relief will come. I know there are days when you make dua with tears in your eyes, whispering to Allah, yet you feel as if the heavens are silent. But let me remind you, Allah has never stopped listening to you. Allah has never abandoned you. Allah has never turned away from your pain. You may feel forgotten by people, but you are not forgotten by your Lord. Allah Himself says in the Qur'an, "Indeed, my mercy encompasses all things." Do you hear that? All things. That means your pain, your anxiety, your financial struggles, your heartbreak, your sleepless nights. His mercy covers them all. I know you feel like your duas go unanswered. But listen carefully, every dua you make is heard. So let me tell you, heart to heart, don't give up. Even if today feels unbearable, ease is closer than you think. Don't doubt. Your test is not a sign of Allah's anger, it is a sign that He wants to bring you closer. Don't despair. The one who split the sea for Musa, who healed Ayub, who saved Yunus from the belly of the whale, He is the same one who is watching over you now. Sometimes, Allah breaks you down only to rebuild you stronger. Sometimes, He closes one door so He can open a better one. Sometimes, He delays the answer so that when it finally comes, you will fall in sujud, overwhelmed by His mercy. So, breathe. Place your hand on your heart right now and remind yourself, Allah is with me. Allah sees me. Allah hears me. Your hardship is not a punishment. It's a bridge. A bridge that will take you closer to the one who loves you more than anyone else ever could. Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll go deeper into the Qur'an and Hadith, and you'll see exactly how Allah speaks to you in your pain, and why your difficulties are not the end of your story, but the beginning of your transformation. My dear brothers and sisters, let us pause here and bring our hearts closer to the words of Allah and the teachings of our beloved Prophet Muhammad. Because no matter how dark your night feels, the Qur'an always shines as a lamp, and the Sunnah always serves as a guide. Allah reminds us. So verily, with hardship comes ease. Verily, with hardship comes ease. Notice how Allah repeats this twice. This is not just repetition, it's emphasis. It's as if Allah is telling you, "O my servant, don't rush to despair. I have written ease with your hardship, not after, not later, but with it." Think about that. The same test you are facing carries within it the seed of relief. When Prophet Ayub lost his health, his wealth, and his family, people might have thought his story was one of endless suffering. But no, with that hardship came the reward of patience, and with patience came healing, honor, and eternal mention in the Qur'an. His pain was not wasted, it became his path to Jannah. Let us reflect on another powerful verse. Allah says, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Subhanallah, imagine Allah, the Lord of the heavens and the earth, the controller of every soul, the provider of every creature, saying, "I am enough for you." What does that mean for someone who has lost their job? It means you are not at the mercy of bosses, companies, or the economy. Your sustenance was written by Allah long before you were born. What does it mean for someone battling illness? It means your healing is not only in medicine, but in the decree of the one who created your body. What does it mean for someone betrayed by friends or abandoned by loved ones? It means you are never truly alone, for Allah is always near. Now let's connect this to the wisdom of our beloved Prophet. He said, "Know that victory comes with patience, relief with affliction, and ease with hardship." This hadith is not just words of comfort, it's a roadmap. It tells us that patience is not passive, it is an active trust. Relief doesn't come in spite of affliction, it comes through it. And ease doesn't replace hardship, it grows from it. Let's bring these divine words down to everyday struggles. Facing exams? Your anxiety and sleepless nights are not wasted if you keep relying on Allah. Your effort and your tawakkul, trust in Allah, walk hand in hand. With hardship, comes the ease of success, or the ease of knowing you did your best for Allah's sake. Drowning in debt? You may feel crushed, embarrassed, or trapped. But remember, Allah, Al-Ghani, the self-sufficient, is the true source of provision. With hardship comes ease, a new door may open, an opportunity may arise, or your heart may find peace even before your financial situation changes. Heartbreak? When someone walks out of your life, your heart feels empty. But maybe Allah removed them to make space for something better, deeper faith, truer companionship, or a reminder that His love is the one that never fades. Illness? Pain teaches us weakness, but also teaches us where to lean. Prophet said, when Allah loves a servant, He tests him. Your illness is not abandonment, it is a purification, a means of drawing closer to Him, and a reminder that the ultimate cure is Jannah, where no sickness exists. Every ayah, every hadith, every story is a whisper from Allah saying, don't give up, my servant. Don't despair. Your pain is not forever. Ease is already on its way. Now let me ask you, when you feel your chest tightening with anxiety, will you remember this promise of Allah? When you hear those doubts telling you to give up, will you silence them with the words of your Prophet? Because this is the turning point, to shift your lens, to see not just the hardship but the ease Allah has hidden within it. My dear brothers and sisters, you've now seen how the Qur'an and Sunnah assure us that every hardship carries its own ease. But let me tell you something, we're only scratching the surface. There are hidden treasures in our deen, remedies for the heart, and powerful du'as taught by the Prophet that can literally transform how you deal with pain, grief, and anxiety. But before we uncover them, I want you to reflect, how many times have you felt so overwhelmed that you thought you couldn't breathe? Nights when you couldn't sleep because your mind replayed every mistake, every failure, every fear of tomorrow? I know you've been there, and you're not alone. The prophets felt this weight, too. The righteous before us cried those same tears. But what saved them? What shifted their despair into strength? There's a particular dua, one that the Prophet himself would teach when someone was drowning in sadness and worry. It is not just a sentence, it's a key to unlock calmness in your chest. And if you carry this dua in your heart, it can change your life. Stay with me, because very soon we'll uncover it together. But first, let's build the ground. Because duas are not magic spells. They don't just work when recited mechanically. No, they require understanding, sincerity, and a heart that connects to Allah. That's why I want you to see the bridge between your struggles and your relief. Think of your life like a story still being written. Right now, maybe you're in the painful chapter. Maybe you're in the part where you've lost your job, or you're sick, or you've been betrayed. But every story has turning points. Every prophet's life had a moment when everything seemed lost, and that's when Allah's help came. When Musa stood at the edge of the Red Sea, with Pharaoh's army racing behind, he could have thought, it's over. But no, that moment of suffocation became the moment of miracle, when the sea split open. When Maryam cried under the palm tree, exhausted, rejected, in labor with no one to help her, Allah provided dates and water and comfort. When the Prophet sat in the cave of Thor, with enemies right outside, Abu Bakr panicked. But the Prophet said, do not grieve, indeed Allah is with us. What does this tell you? That your darkest moment is often the very doorstep of relief. Now, let me share a reflection. Many of us make dua only when the storm hits. But what if I told you that dua is not just an SOS signal, it's a constant connection? It's not only about calling for rescue when you're drowning, it's about swimming with strength every single day because you are connected to the one who owns the sea. And here's something else. There's a hadith that many people overlook. The Prophet said, whoever makes the world his main concern, Allah will confound his affairs, place poverty before his eyes, and he will not get anything from the world except what is written for him. But whoever makes the hereafter his main concern, Allah will settle his affairs, place richness in his heart, and the world will come to him unwillingly. Ibn Majah. Subhanallah. Do you see the wisdom? When your focus is dunya, you drown in stress. When your focus is akhirah, Allah arranges your dunya and akhirah. This is not theory, it's a shift in perspective that can heal anxiety at its root. So now I want you to think, what if your pain is not a wall, but a door? What if your heartbreak is not an ending, but a beginning? What if your loss is not punishment, but preparation for something greater? Stay with me, because in just a few minutes, I'm going to share the exact dua the Prophet gave for those struggling with sadness, grief, and doubt. A dua that can lift burdens from your chest. But before that, let's talk about practical steps, how you can transform your struggle into strength, every single day. My dear brothers and sisters, we've walked through the stories of the prophets, the verses of the Qur'an, and the hadith that remind us of Allah's mercy. But now, let's bring it into your daily life. Because it's not enough to know, we must live it. The path from doubt to certainty, from anxiety to peace, requires daily steps. So let's go through them, one by one. Step 1. Practice tawakkul, true reliance on Allah. Tawakkul is not just sitting and doing nothing, waiting for miracles. It is tying your camel and then trusting Allah. Imagine you're looking for a job. Tawakkul means polishing your CV, applying, preparing for interviews, but carrying a heart that knows, rizq comes from Allah, not from my CV or from a manager's approval. When Prophet Musa struck the sea with his staff, it wasn't the staff that split the sea, it was Allah. But Musa had to take action first. In your own life, take steps, study, work, try, plan. But let your heart be free from fear, because you know the results are already written by the one who loves you. Step 2, Daily Dhikr, medicine for the heart. The Prophet said, the example of the one who remembers Allah and the one who does not is like the living and the dead. Dhikr gives life to the heart. When anxiety creeps in, when your chest feels tight, pause and say, Glory be to Allah. It reminds you that Allah is perfect, and your problems are never bigger than Him. All praise is due to Allah. It reminds you to focus on blessings, not just burdens. Allah is the greatest. It reminds you that no stress, no debt, no illness is greater than the one who can cure, provide, and rescue. Make it a routine, after far, before bed, during your commute. Let dhikr be the oxygen of your soul. Step 3, Dua for removing anxiety and doubt. The Prophet taught a powerful dua to remove sadness, grief, and doubt. O Allah, I seek refuge in you from anxiety and grief, from incapacity and laziness, from miserliness and cowardice, from being overcome by debt and overpowered by men. Imagine making this dua every morning before stepping out, or every night before sleep. It's like putting on armor for your heart. Try it when you're worried about exams, bills, or the future. You'll feel your chest lighten because you're handing your burdens back to Allah. Step 4, Keep good company, friends who remind you of Allah. Your environment shapes your faith. If you sit with people who complain all day, who feed doubt into your heart, you'll drown in negativity. But if you surround yourself with believers who remind you of Allah, who say, don't worry, make dua, trust Allah, your iman will rise. The Prophet said, a person is upon the religion of his close friend, so let one of you look at whom he befriends. So ask yourself, who is in your circle? Who do you spend your time with? Find companions who strengthen your trust in Allah, not weaken it. Step 5, Gratitude journaling, fight despair with blessings. This may sound simple, but it's life-changing. Every day, write down 3 blessings. Maybe it's your health, your family, the food on your table, or simply the fact that you woke up today. Allah says, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you. Gratitude flips your perspective. Instead of drowning in what's missing, you start swimming in what you already have. And when you practice this daily, your heart begins to heal. Real-life applications. Stress at work? Practice tawakkul, do your best, then release the result to Allah. Whisper Allah is sufficient for me, and the best disposer of affairs. Conflict in marriage? Use dhikr to calm your heart before reacting, and make dua for patience. Speak with kindness, because your words can heal or harm. A fear of the future? Write down blessings from your past. Remind yourself, Allah carried you before, He will carry you again. Brothers and sisters, don't underestimate these steps. Small, consistent actions create big shifts in the heart. This is how you turn doubt into belief, anxiety into calm, despair into hope. Backhand index pointing right, but now, let's go even deeper. There's something hidden in the Qur'an, a verse that changes how you see every hardship. A verse that, once you understand it, will make you realize that no pain you go through is ever wasted. Now, my beloved brothers and sisters, I want you to pause with me. Slow your breathing. Let your heart soften. This is not just about knowledge anymore, this is about transformation. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you can. Think of your biggest doubt, your greatest fear, or the heaviest pain you're carrying. Maybe it's the fear of not getting married, the burden of debt, the ache of loneliness, or the uncertainty of the future. Hold that thought in your heart for a moment. Now, imagine yourself gently placing that worry into Allah's hands. The most merciful. The most powerful. The one who has never abandoned you, not for a second. The one who carried you through childhood, through sickness, through every storm that you thought would drown you. Allah says in the Qur'an, and He found you lost and guided you. My dear friend, if Allah guided you before, do you think He will stop now? Right now, whisper to yourself. Ya Allah, I give you my doubt. I give you my pain. I know you will take care of me better than I can take care of myself. The power of night prayer, tahajjud. Brothers and sisters, there is a secret time when doubts dissolve and hearts heal. It is in the last third of the night. When the world is asleep, Allah descends to the lowest heaven and calls. Who is calling upon me so that I may answer him? Who is asking me so that I may give him? Who is seeking my forgiveness so that I may forgive him? Imagine that. The King of Kings, the owner of mercy, is asking for you. He is inviting you. And yet so many of us turn over in our beds, while peace is waiting for us on the prayer mat. If you are carrying heavy doubts, if your heart feels shaky, then set your alarm. Wake up, even if it's just for 2 rak'ahs. Cry to Allah. Tell Him your fears. Tell Him your weaknesses. He already knows, but when you confess it to Him, you will feel lighter. Qur'an is healing. Allah calls the Qur'an a healing and mercy for the believers. When anxiety strikes, don't just scroll through your phone, don't drown in endless thoughts. Open the Qur'an. Even if it's 1 page. Even if it's just Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Al-Falaq, Surah An-Nas. Recite them slowly. Let every word sink into your heart like medicine. Think of it as therapy, not just reading, but absorbing. Because every ayah carries light, and light drives away darkness. Reassurance. And remember this, your tears are not wasted. Not a single one. The Prophet said, "There are 2 eyes that will not be touched by the fire, an eye that wept out of fear of Allah, and an eye that stood guard in the path of Allah." Every time you cry in dua, every time you whisper your doubts into the night, every moment of patience, it is all recorded with Allah. Angels write it down. And on the day of judgment, those tears will shine as pearls of honor. So don't ever think your pain is meaningless. With Allah, nothing is wasted. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, let's bring this all together. Because while reflection softens the heart, what truly seals it is action. And in our final moments together, we'll end with a powerful reminder, a recap of everything we've learned, and a dua for you, so that you walk away not just with knowledge, but with peace in your heart. My dear brothers and sisters, as we come to the end of this journey together, I want you to pause and let every reminder sink deep into your heart. We began this video talking about doubt, those whispers that creep in when life feels unbearable, when the nights are heavy, and when prayers seem unanswered. But what have we learned today? We've seen through the stories of the prophets, through the verses of the Qur'an, and through the words of the Prophet that hardship is never the end of your story. Hardship is temporary. Allah's ease is guaranteed. Allah Himself promises. For indeed, with hardship comes ease. Indeed, with hardship comes ease. Not after hardship, but with hardship. Meaning that while you're crying, while you're struggling, while you're wondering how much longer you can hold on, relief is already on its way. So stop doubting. Allah has never abandoned you. Not once. Not for a second. Every tear you cried was heard, every prayer you whispered was recorded, every test you endured was shaping you for something greater. And soon, inshallah, you will look back and realize, this pain was not your ending, it was your turning point. Ya Allah, O most merciful, O most loving, we turn to you with hearts heavy, with doubts that shake us, and with struggles that overwhelm us. Ya Allah, replace our doubts with certainty, our pain with peace, and our despair with hope. Ya Allah, forgive our sins, for they weigh us down. Grant us patience like Ayyub, trust like Musa, and resilience like Yusuf. Heal our hearts from fear and anxiety. Protect us from hopelessness and guide us to see your mercy in every trial. Ya Allah, open doors of relief for those struggling with debt. Heal those who are sick. Mend broken families. Grant spouses to those waiting, children to those longing, and jobs to those in need. Ya Allah, write for each person watching this video a future filled with light, guidance, and nearness to you. Ya Allah, do not let us leave this world in doubt. Take our souls in a state of faith, and reunite us in Jannah, where no pain, no worry, no fear will ever touch us again. Ameen, Ya Rab. My beloved brothers and sisters, before you go, I want you to do something powerful. In the comments below, share one struggle or doubt you are facing right now. Why? Because we are an ummah, one body, one family. And when you share your pain, others will make dua for you. Imagine the reward when strangers across the world lift their hands and ask Allah to ease your burden. And if this reminder touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to this channel so you can continue your journey of faith with us. Share this video with someone who may be silently battling their own doubts. You never know, your share might be the very lifeline that saves a heart from despair. So remember, hardship is temporary. Ease is on its way. And Allah has never, ever abandoned you. Hold on to Him, trust Him, and watch how everything changes. Until next time, my dear brothers and sisters, may Allah fill your hearts with peace, your homes with barakah, and your lives with ease.